ki khubor ka Batisi TV lawan rashapi da ka Orange Nissan Loomso po near Fire Brigade Shillong.
Admissions are open at BDW International School. Enroll now.
Chief Justice Jongka Meghalaya High Court Justice Ranjit Vasantrao Mo Haga Artari Obnai Naiwing Arajar Arhuay Ula Plie Pajba Yek Ïingbishar Bapura Jongka Sohra Civil Subdivision East Khasi Hills District Kabadan Hakashnong Sohra Haga Jingpli Yek Ïingbishar La Sakhilang Do Menteri Ketenat An Jongka Sorkar Jilla James PK Sangma Ïingbishar Jongka Meghalaya High Court Ki bakintop ya Justice HS Thankeo baru Justice W Dengdo ki MLA bakintop ya uba Gavin M William bar uba Balajit K Sindram District and Session Judge Jongka East Khasi Hills NA Khan but kiway.
The establishment of a permanent court building in Sohra subdivision is a march towards addressing the issue of judicial infrastructure. The foundation stone for the construction of the permanent court building was laid down on 13 December 2015. The construction work started only on October 2018. Within 3 years, the government has completed the construction of the building. In spite of all odds and the pandemic of COVID-19, the government of Meghalaya has accomplished the building, which is indeed commendable. An indication of the commitment of the government in ensuring effective justice delivery system. I've been informed that the permanent court building stands on an area of 4,100 square meters, and the total cost of the building incurred is 9.38 crores. The building consists 15 rooms, which include 2 courtrooms. To conclude, the legal reality does not change overnight. It is a continuous effort by all the stakeholders to uphold the promise we have made in the preamble of the Constitution of India to preserve and secure the constitutional values. It is our duty to live up to the thought and values which are deeply embedded in our Constitution. A man can rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. He can only remain weak and abject and miserable by refusing to lift up his thoughts.
Wherein justice is required on a daily basis. I remember as a law student, I would often ask, what is the need of district courts when we have our own high courts, a Supreme Court in the country? Little did I know, as I started practicing as a lawyer, that I realized the more courts, the better. It helps in many aspects, especially for our citizens. On a daily basis, we see so many cases pending across the state and across the country. And having more courts, especially that we have one out here in a civil subdivision, it will help cater the needs of our people, especially in Sohra and Shella constituency. A balance is required. And as per Article 50, the separation of executive and judiciary serves its purpose in balancing out the powers vested by the Constitution of India. Provides a certainty to address the needs of the many people in our areas. We see in the previous years, when I was here in Sohra, I understand we used to travel up and down, all the way from Shillong to Sohra. Sometimes the cases used to go up to Shillong, and having one here and in our presence, having our lordships, being here to unveil, to open this court is a blessing for all of us.
It's also a matter of great pride, not only for our subdivision or for our district, but it's a matter of pride for the entire state as a whole. This permanent court building here at Sohra wouldn't have come about if not for the efforts and tireless work of the state judiciary, the state government, and all the officials who are responsible to finally ensure the inauguration of this permanent court building here at Sohra today. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to express my deep appreciation to all the people, to all the stakeholders concerned who have had a hand in realization of this very, very important institution. Yes, according to what you've seen in front of this court building, separation of the judiciary from the executive here at Sohra had taken place on the 13th January of 2014. And with the inauguration of this building today, we should all consider that this process of separation is totally complete today. Yes, as has rightly been mentioned by my colleague MLA from Shella. Yes, as you could see, the main purpose of setting the courts, be it at the district level or at the subdivisional level, is to ensure that access to justice is brought nearer to the people. That means at the local level. Yes, this particular court, once functional, will help in administering and also will provide easier access to justice for the people under Sohra Civil Subdivision.
Long ba, kita kikis tang kumpa sob telige ini. Ndai ngai slow ba, ki lawyer mu di bana Sohra, ba ki prosecutor ru ki attend mai ko court. Teka ni kaya rap sibun, ki pat ba bawan dor mo ko domar de bran case hani ko court. Malada ki lawyer ki dan ka kamul kanyai. Le bunsien kalong malada ki lawyer kim dan, tada ki bu ki veniru kementoy kasu sakut bekam. Because every citizen has a right to speedy disposal of cases. Every person, every accused person. And the availability of infrastructure, such as the permanent building, will ease the function of the court and will benefit the litigants and general public in the access to justice. And it is very, very important because the aim and objects also, as the Constitution mandates, access to justice, and now we're talking about justice at a doorstep. Just a doorstep. Kamutpa mutka unok ka access to justice. Bene ka hok pi bapin poi pan le unai ki li sa unai pan yo ajingarap. Kamli man jingai le pi don hajan. Teron ki mentar long justice at a doorstep. Mut hak mat di jupi klapan wan ban yo Ïingbishar bubiang.
We all know that today making justice accessible to one and all is one of the basic tenets laid down in the Constitution of India. And we know that the founding fathers of our Constitution understood the importance of creating access to justice. And they did this by proposing equality before law, that is Article 14, and then incorporating justice under the right to life, that is Article 21. However, for the judiciary to become not just strong but also robust, to be able to cater to justice institutions of justice must be made available and must function flexibly. And today marks yet another milestone towards this goal of making justice accessible to one and all. Really, for me, during my tenure as Minister Law, Government of Meghalaya, I am so fortunate that I have been part of the process where we have not just completed the process of the separation of the judiciary from the executive, but have also seen how we have worked together with the judiciary in synergy, in coordination, in collaboration, and we have inaugurated many such buildings. Today, when I drove down and I saw this building for the first time, one thought just came to my mind, that this is such a beautiful building, and a beautiful building which is, I think, befitting this area, this beautiful landscape of Sohra and the beautiful people of Sohra. And I want to place on record here my thanks to the judiciary, especially the leadership of our honorable judges and our Chief Justice, for the kind of initiative, for the kind of support that they have extended in every step of the way. And today that's why we see the kind of vibrancy that is there in the judiciary in Meghalaya. I am very, very hopeful, I'm very optimistic that the presence of this court will bring relief to litigants and justice will be nearer to the people of not just Sohra but also Shela, the entire subdivision. We as a state government, we will remain and continue to remain committed to extend all the assistance and cooperation to strengthen the judicial system in Meghalaya. And today's inauguration will stand as a testimony to that. I am also very thankful to the Government of India for supporting the Meghalaya government under various centrally sponsored schemes. I'm really thankful to the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Law Minister for the support that they have always extended, and we keep seeking and soliciting that support from the Government of India. I'm also thankful to His Lordship, our Honorable Chief Justice of the High Court of Meghalaya, for his initiative to oversee and ensure that the inauguration of this court building takes place today. It is with a slight amount of sadness today that I have been attending various functions that I had mentioned, along with His Lordship, Justice More, and I believe this is one of the last programs that we will be sharing the dais with, and it is something that will bring back a sense of nostalgia in me every time I think about it, because we've been in many, many functions of this sort. I would also like to mention here that our support to the judiciary as government has always been there, is still there, and will continue to be there, Your Lordship. In every way, in every sense, we are there to support, and we look forward to this collaboration and this cooperation. Once again, thank you to everyone who has been part and parcel in making sure that this permanent court building is completed, and thank you one and all. Congratulations to the people of Sohra subdivision, especially our two MLAs who are here and who are taking part in this program. I know this must be such a proud moment for them, and congratulations to them and to everyone present here.
It gives me immense pleasure to be here with you all in this beautiful part of the state richly endowed with the natural beauty. It is really glorious moment for the people of Sohra when we all have gathered here today to inaugurate the new court building of Judicial Magistrate. A dream has come into reality. We all know that the society is more and more complicated. In every field, experts are required to solve any sort of the problem. While complicated executive matters of administration are to be solved by the authorities trained in the field of the administration, similarly, the complicated questions of law are to be solved by the authorities having expertise in the field of law. As such, the separation of the judiciary from executive, as mandated in our constitution, was necessitated in this state, also to safeguard and secure the rights of the people. We may now proudly say that with the efforts and contribution of all concerned, we have achieved the milestone while separating the judiciary from executive in all the districts of the state. But mere separation of the judiciary may not serve the purpose unless we develop the other judicial infrastructure. In this regard, our efforts are visible, the result of which is in front of us today, a newly constructed beautiful court building. It depicts the collaborative efforts of the various departments of the government, especially the Department of Law, as also Public Works Department. It is needless to mention that there is a correlation between access to justice and physical court infrastructure. Admittedly, judicial officers are duty-bound to work in an environment, but with improvement of the court infrastructure and better facilities certainly inspire them to devote their time and ability to deliver their best while dispensing the justice. Therefore, I am sure that with the inauguration of this new court building at Sohra, will help the magistrate in charge to dispense justice in the better court environment. Similarly, bar members also will get good working atmosphere, not to speak about common litigants, who will now be able to navigate, interact and communicate, especially as also get justice at their doorstep.